he'd been talking about it quite a lot. He broke mirrors, puts umbrellas up in his house. He was only short of like running over a black cat, wasn't he? But no, he didn't believe in superstitions or Crucible course or anything like that. But it's all sort of it's actually happened, and it's 48 years now still going on the Crucible course, and he's fallen at the first hurdle. A big surprise to me, big surprise to everybody. I thought he could have gone really deep. Could have been the one that could have broken the Crucible course because of his record coming into it. 4 tournament wins in the season, playing beautifully. But no, the Crucible, as I keep saying to everybody, it does certain things to players that no other venue does. It's the atmosphere, it's the history, it's the crowd, and it certainly had an effect on Kyren Wilson in the first round. I know, I think someone will break it all right, but you don't tempt fate, do you? Because it can come back and bite you, and you don't tempt the snooker gods either, because they never forgive you. So it's a lesson he learned. He tried to be a little bit different. I can understand that. He's a lovely guy. I thought he carried, the ambassadorial role of being world champion superbly well over the past 12 months. He's been, really, really good in that respect. He's a nice guy, good family guy. And but I think it will be broken. There's no doubt about it. Will it be broken before it moves away from the Crucible? If it moves away from the Crucible, I certainly hope it never moves away. But it's very, very hard to come back and defend it, as we've all found out. Well, very good question. I mean, you could never discount Ronnie. I'm sure we'll have a chat about him. Xintong, I thought looked very, very impressive in his match. So he's gonna, instead of playing Kyren Wilson, he plays the defending champions Conqueror, a late pipe fan who played very, very well himself. Xintong looks very good though. Mark Allen, you could have to put in a case for him as well. He plays Chris Wakeland, so he's in a really good quarter of the draw there. The draw is opened up for him. Neil Robertson gone, Kyren Wilson gone, so he could actually, himself and Xintong, if they both win the matches, they'll play each other in the quarterfinals. That'll be a cracker. Selby will be due to play O'Sullivan in the quarters if they both get through. Judd Trump against Sean Murphy, who was very, very impressive in his first match. That's a possible clash in the last 16. Judd Trump playing tonight, he's 6-3 up. John Higgins is in there. He could play Mark Williams in the quarterfinals if they both get through. So there's some cracking matches to look forward to, and some great champions still in it. Oh, big time. He's won four matches to get here. He was very, very impressive in dismantling the top 16 player, Jack Jones, in his last match as well. What was it, 10-4, 10-5? He played superbly well. He's just so casual. He just hits the ball beautiful, playing full of confidence, scoring so well, knocking long balls in. I think he's going to be a real danger, Oh, it'd be huge, We thought Ding Junhui was going to be the next Chinese world champion, but there are so many others now all of a sudden in contention, and Xintong is definitely one of those. Gu Dong is in there, Pai Fan, of course, Pang Zhongzhu, who beat another seed, Zhang Anda, this morning. I don't think they can win it. I think the only ones that can win it from the Chinese community at the moment, you would have to give Ding Junhui and Xintong. I think even Xintong might be 1, Ding might be 2 in that regard. Then you would have someone like Xijia Wei maybe. So they're the 3 possible contenders from China. But they're classic players, and I wouldn't put it past anyone. But for me, the one who's playing the best of them all, so far, is Xintong. I think Ronnie played really well in this session today. To win the first 5 frames, and he did it in really superlative style. It was back to like his old Ronnie. He was playing at like 14, 15 seconds a shot, which is ridiculous, at the World Championship here. Some of the shots he played, left-handed, right-handed, and the speed and execution was just sublime. I think, Ali Carter probably lost this match yesterday in the first round, in the first session, because he was 3-1 down. He should have been 3-1 up at least. So he could have been going into today's session with sort of, a sort of a margin of being ahead of him. Like he could have been 5-4, could have been 6-3 up if he had played his best. So I think he let Ronnie O'Sullivan off the hook, and Ronnie O'Sullivan got sharper, got stronger. And today, yeah, he was back to, he was back to real. I wouldn't say his best, Ronnie O'Sullivan, but if he keeps playing, he'll get better and better, and he'll get more confident with the new cue. He's playing with a titanium ferrule, which sort of is takes a little bit of getting used to. But if he keeps going on, he'll get stronger and stronger, and of course he'll be a real danger. He's won it 7 times. He's the best player that's ever played the game, and he looks like he's got a bit of something about him. He's got his confidence back, and he looks really up for it. Oh, he's the greatest, without a shadow of a doubt. But whether he wins his 8th title or not, I think he probably just edges Stephen Hendry because of the titles that he's won. Stephen Hendry won his 7 titles in 10 years. O'Sullivan has won his 7 titles in 30 years. That's the difference. But I think overall, O'Sullivan's, a longevity, the amount of titles, all the records that he's broken. I think, without a shadow of a doubt, he's the best player that's ever played. Absolutely, yeah. Why not? He's playing good stuff. He won the Tour Championship only a few weeks ago. He's full of confidence. Yes, a bit emotional. That happens at the Crucible, He wants to win a 5th title. He lost in 4 finals, actually. He's won 4, and he's lost in 4 finals. So, but he's still one of the greats and one of the best, even now, at the top of the game. So, I think himself and Williams would be a real sort of cracker of a quarterfinal if they both get through. So, but yeah, he's playing really good stuff. Higgins, he's scoring well, and his confidence is back, and that's a big thing. But yeah, but there's some other great players still in there. The ones that I mentioned in the top half. He's in the bottom half. He'll have to, probably run into Ding or Judd Trump, or Murphy, whoever that might be in that bottom half, and of course Williams. He might have to overcome. So he'll have some tough matches along the way. The only thing I would say for John Higgins, can he last the marathon of the 17 days? He's already had a tough match. If he has another tough match in the last 16, then has another tough match in the quarterfinals, how much sort of stamina can he have at 50 years of age? And can he last the pace against these younger players that are a little bit fitter? And particularly the likes of the Judd Trumps of this world, Who's gone under the radar? Very good question. Hasn't made a lot of talk about Mark Williams. He came through a really tough match against Wu Yize, a Chinese prospect, and a very, very good one. So there hasn't been much talk about him. And there hasn't been much talk about Murphy. The way Murphy played in that first match against Daniel Wells, I think he made 4 centuries. He looked very, very good. His long game is good. I was commentating on the first session, and he was 7-2. And the only 2 frames that Daniel Wells won were 2 centuries that he made. So that would tell you how well Murphy has been playing, and closed the match out pretty strongly today. So he's Masters champion. He's got Peter Ebdon in his corner helping him focus and doing all the right things. So, yeah, nobody's really talking about him, and it wouldn't surprise me.